Quilty is brought to you by APQS, handcrafted quilting machines. Aurifil Italian thread, perfectly suited for all your quilting projects. Baby Lock, for the love of sewing. Clothworks, inspiring creativity with art on fabric. Hovels Sewing, when you need to cut it close, choose Hovels. B&B, our fabrics, your lifestyle. Quiltology, the urban quilt space.
Quilty.
Welcome to Quilty. You know, sisters can disagree with each other, but if you let your sister have her way, there's no need to argue. On today's episode of Blocks A Go-Go Show, my sister is going to have her choice. Today we're going to do a Blocks A Go-Go show with you, and it's called Sister's Choice.
Very appropriate.
I would say so, since we share DNA. This block is actually also called Farmer's Daughter.
Oh.
A lot of quilt blocks have different names.
That's awesome.
We're not quite Farmer's Daughters, but...
We grew up on a farm.
Midwest.
Whatever.
It's
all a farm.
Exactly right.
It's still appropriate.
Cornfields.
Yeah.
So this down here, we'll get a shot of the Sister's Choice blocks. And so we picked out some of these great fabrics that Rebecca loves so much and started to make this block. And what's cool about this block, and what was great for a super beginner like Rebecca, is that all of the pieces for this block come from 2.5-inch strips.
So easy.
She's learned a lot about 2.5-inch strips working on the show and doing these projects together. So 2.5-inch strips, we cut them all with our rotary cutter, and 2.5-inch strips were really easy for her to do. And I just kind of made sure she was using the lines right and everything. And
I messed up a few, but it's okay.
It's fine.
It's okay.
And one of the fabric choices that we made, and one of the things we really wanted to show you today on the show, is about neutral fabrics. And can you just tell me a little bit what we talked about why neutrals are important?
Well, we talked about how you want to... Neutrals are really important because they balance those more poppy colors.
Exactly.
So you don't want to have a quilt, and correct me if I'm wrong, you don't want to have a quilt, or it's best not to have a quilt that is all really bold, bright colors because it's kind of overwhelming.
It can be.
So those neutrals, we were like, oh, boring neutrals, but actually they are the saving grace of those poppy colors because they balance them perfectly.
Totally. And there are some people, like Keith Fassett is a designer, that it's like all juicy colors, but he's a really talented designer and he really knows how to use color. Right. For most quilters, especially when you're starting out, making a quilt with some balance in the fabrics that you choose is really
nice.
Good. Right.
It's really nice. Yeah.
So, but neutrals don't have to be boring. They can be textured. Right. And this is shirting. That's called shirting fabric.
It's so cool.
Looks like a shirt, like an old men's shirt or something.
Yeah. I'm pro neutrals now. I get it.
You
now.
get it.
I totally do.
So we got some neutrals today, and so what I thought we would do on the show is that we would make one of these blocks from the ground up.
Okay.
And you, using your palette, that's what we did there. But we would do it on camera. Using this palette, we would make a block.
Right. And what's so great about this too is even though you're helping me with a lot of the actual sewing, I really got to choose these fabrics. Oh, yeah. So I like have ownership now. Like I fell in love with this, and like this I would wear this on a shirt. I would wear this in a skirt instantly.
It looks like a dress.
This looks like my closet actually. Exactly. So I really am loving the process because I'm getting to see all my favorite colors come together, which is really cool.
That's the other lesson of today's episode, aside from the block that we're going to make. And thank you, that was a brilliant segue. But if you want to work with a newer quilter, or if you are a newer quilter, one of the most important things is to have the agency and the ability to choose your own fabrics. Yeah. Don't try to push somebody into doing a project that they're not in love with, because they won't finish it, or they'll just what'd you say? It felt like work for hire or something?
Work for hire, yeah. I just didn't feel like the quilt was mine. I wouldn't feel like the quilt was mine. But with these are the fabrics I chose. So it's really exciting to see them come together as blocks.
Exactly. So let the people pick their fabrics. So speaking of that, why don't we put a block together?
Okay.
Now, you make strip sets. We're going to put the pattern on heyquilty.com, so you can go there for the pattern. Right. But the first thing to do is make strip sets, and we've done that. So we kind of did a little bit ahead of time.
And actually, can I have one of those back? I like to use the finished blocks as a guide.
Of course. Very, very good.
Really helpful. So I'm going to leave this just for me so I know what to do. Okay.
Everybody does that, not just you.
Okay, so
you want to make your 9 patch in the beginning.
And I'm loving this one because it's so, I love the little baby pink, and then the boldness of the black is really great.
That's
so I'm going to set that there.
Okay.
And stop me if I start doing it wrong.
You're brilliant. Okay. You have confidence. You always do everything right.
Doing this with commitment.
Never think that you
with commitment. Okay, so now I have this segment. So I'm gonna I need some of these.
Your singles, brilliant. Just you gotta.
The best part of this is if I get it wrong, I just move stuff around.
Exactly.
So it's kind of like putting a puzzle together. Okay, here's my little pinks again.
Love it.
And then I need another black.
Love it.
Okay.
That is so nice, that pink and
Isn't
black.
it great? It looks really bold. I love it. Okay, so now I need to do my sides.
Your neutral border, right.
Yeah, so this is that men's shirt that I really like. I think the pink in this complements the pink there.
And while you're setting that up, I'll just mention that the 2.5-inch strips, like we talked about, the 2.5-inch squares are just these pieces here. They're 2.5-inch square. And then these rectangle units, which like we said, the pattern for this block is gonna be on the website. Those are, I believe, let's see, 6.5 by, you don't have to worry about this.
Okay.
I'm just trying to remember what.
I was never very good at math, so it's
Well,
helpful.
but you're getting better.
I am. I know. It's
Yeah, they're 6.5-inch by 2.5-inch.
and I'm kind of like going nuts. I'm doing like a little symmetry and a little knot. I kind of just like these paler colors to kind of just like have fun and do whatever I like with those.
Yep. And the
Okay.
neutrals, we mixed a couple different patterns for some texture.
Now I need my points.
You need
right?
your star points.
Okay.
So what do you think out of these? What do you want your... try some different things if you
Okay,
like.
so I'm drawn to this, but I feel like we got a lot of green there. I kind of like this gray and the pink, so I'm gonna, as you've taught me, I'm gonna kind of play with it. So I'm gonna put this just to see how that looks.
Yeah.
And then
The red, that's bold. I
feel like
sassy.
it is sassy.
Try one more. Or you try two more.
Let's
What
try
about
this
guy?
green too, and then this one we
Right.
haven't played with yet. I'm already having some thoughts.
Okay, tell me your
I
thoughts.
think this
It
pink-
is. It is sister's choice.
It is my choice. So these are my thoughts as a
Okay.
sister's choice. This I feel like is too much white with the border, the white
Right,
border.
I agree.
So I feel like that, as cool as it is, I think that's out. The green.
You have excellent instincts.
Oh,
There's a
thank
reason.
you
It's
very
because
much.
it's reading about the same value. It's brilliant.
So I think that I want this little green flowers. I want them to be the green on their own. So I'm going to take this green out because this green kind of overpowers. So I want those greens to have their own little star moment.
Yes.
And I love the red. It is a really sassy red, but I think it's used better in other blocks that we've already done and we'll do after we finish this one.
Great.
So I think I'm going to go with the gray.
I love
I actually really like the gray. I think it's kind of a neutral gray, but it also has a little bit of orangey pink in there, which really works with those little flowers. So
think
I say gray.
It's an excellent choice.
Sister's choice has been made.
Sister's choice has been made.
Okay, so now we're going to sew.
Right.
So we're going to put the right sides together.
Indeed.
Okay, and the right sides together here. And we're going to sew right along that. Right.
Right,
Correct?
exactly.
Okay. So you want to get us started?
I do.
right,
And you
awesome.
know, when we were doing this before, Rebecca drew a line sometimes when she wanted a sewing line, and that's fine. You can do that. I think I can handle it without it this time.
We got our tunes on.
Awesome.
All right.
Get some chocolate, and we've got an afternoon.
Awesome.
Way to go, Rebecca. It
Yeah.
was really fun to work with you on this
Of
blog.
course.
And of course, everyone should be joining us on Facebook and Twitter, and we'd love to hear from you. You can email us. Definitely visit heyquilty.com, and we will see you soon. If you've got a sister, let her have her choice. Thanks.
For sure.
Bye.
Quilty is brought to you by APQS, handcrafted quilting machines. Aurifil Italian thread, perfectly suited for all your quilting projects. Baby Lock, for the love of sewing. Clothworks, inspiring creativity with art on fabric. Hovels Sewing, when you need to cut it close, choose Hovels. B&B, our fabrics, your lifestyle. Quiltology, the urban quilt space.